Foreplay is start of the show, where your draft begins and your knowledge will grow. His picks and her flex, we got you back for show. From quarterback to sequel, that's where we explode. All love, no lust, we the ones you can trust. Lock in your options, you know it's a must. With this week's fantasy, we'll help you adjust. Boom, up a bus, let's get ready to rush. Draft the right, don't miss the call. In the game, we got it all. I hope you enjoy.
You already know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. The Fantasy Foreplay, his pick.
Her flex.
Yeah, buddy. We got a couple stardoms and situms, babe. What you think? How's your list looking over there? Is it looking official? Because I know mine is.
I'm feeling pretty good about my list so far.
Yeah? Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up for sure, man. And then, you know, I'm a gentleman over here, so we're going to start off with the ladies. Baby girl, who are your stardoms for the week?
So the first game I'm going to pick some people out of is going to be the Titans versus the Broncos. I'm going to say start Bo Nix. So I'm going to start Bo Nix. You know, he was a top quarterback last year. He has Cortland Sutton over there. Against a Titan defense, I feel like that's some lackluster D if you're asking me.
Whoa.
And then I'm going to sit Calvin Ridley, as, you know, they do have a new quarterback over there. And I'm going to sit Calvin Ridley. They got a new quarterback over there.
Shout out to Cam Ward.
Shout out to Cam Ward. I feel like with a new system, it's safe to give it some time to see how it's going to play out. I know we saw a little bit on preseason, but a lot of the games were switching in and out of quarterbacks. I feel like we didn't really get the full picture. Let's give it some time for him. With that being said, who is your first stardom and situms, my love?
My first stardom and situms. Yeah, Jerry Jeudy, man. The Jag himself, just another guy. However, he's not going to be just another guy over there at the Browns. He's going to be the main character, the main feature, if you will. Look, Cincinnati Bengals defense that is absolutely doo-doo cheeks, straight cheeks. No, for sure. I expect Jerry Jeudy to definitely put up numbers in this game. Does that mean that they're going to win the game necessarily, the Browns? I expect them to lose. I just think that, you know, the Bengals with that offense is too serious. However, they're going to be looking in, you know, Jerry Jeudy's direction. Whoever the quarterback may be, either Joe Flacco or Shadur Sanders or
I think they did say they were starting
Joe Flacco. Yeah, so, you know, absolutely. The veteran is definitely going to be looking for Jerry Jeudy out there. You know, hey, look, if you got a Jerome Ford or an Njoku as well, I recommend starting those guys. But for right now, my main dude is definitely Jerry Jeudy over there. And for my situms, you know, it comes to no, you know, pleasure for me. Is anybody on that Titans wide receiving core, period, whether it's me or whoever, it makes no difference, man. Unfortunately, new year, new situation over there for the Titans. It's going to be a down year over there. It's going to be a rough one for sure. That being the case, babe, who is your number 2 stardoms and situms?
So the next game that I decided to pull from would be the Giants versus the Commanders. I'm going to say start Jaden Daniels. This was a top 10 quarterback from our quarterback video. And no offense to you, babe, but
hey, look, man,
why not start him against the Giants?
Man, it's gonna be a good one.
Why not start Jaden Daniels against the Giants? With that being said, my sit is, and it's gonna be Russell Wilson. The reason for this is it's a new system, new environment. He's still acclimating to this new Giants offense.
Dangerous.
I would say, you know, let me eat crow if Dangerous actually appears. But with my educated guess, I'm going to say let's see at least how he does for the first few weeks. Let him acclimate and then choose to start him or not then. Who is yours, baby?
My second stardom of the week is somebody who's on my fantasy team, Mr. Chuba Hubbard himself. Now look, they go up against the Jaguars, and last year, the Jaguars defense was cheeks. Okay? So I expect Chuba Hubbard to have at least a touchdown, possibly over 100 yards for the day. You know, they're still working things out over there for Bryce Young, even though it's all up from here. That being the case, he is the workhorse running back over there. So absolutely, you want to start Chuba Hubbard for this week 1 matchup. And my sit-em, unfortunately, is just Chris Olave. You know, the young man is talented. It's a lot going on down there in the Saints. And much like the Browns, they really don't know what's going on at the quarterback position, but in the worst way. You know, like, because at least there's some serious talent in the Browns. Even Joe Flacco, you know, granted, you know, he's a veteran, he's older, but, you know, they don't have that luxury down there in the Saints. They got a bunch of, you know, the Rattlers, the Shucks, you know, it's a mess down there. So I wouldn't recommend starting. I'm definitely sitting Chris Olave if I have him on my fantasy matchups. You know, and for those who got Alvin Kamara out there, I would recommend sitting just a little. I mean, not sitting, but rather starting, because I think they're going to rely heavy on Alvin Kamara down there. So just a little, you know, advice if you so happen to have Alvin Kamara on yours. And babe, you know, who are your last 2 stardoms and sit-ems?
The next game I'm pulling from is from the Seattle 49ers game. I'm going to start Kenneth Walker. You know, he is a key role in the Seattle Seahawks offense. He did deal with an injury last year, but from what we're being told is that he has made significant progress and he's expected to be fully healthy at this time. So expect him to, you know, be the bell cow for them. He is the RB1. I do think he will go off, especially with the 49ers. We all know what's going on with the 49ers right now. So expect a good game for the Seahawks. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, especially because Sam Darnold's first game. So, well, you know, first time in the new system, so they're definitely going to rely on Kenneth Walker.
That is for sure. And then for Sidham, I am going to say, as much as it pains me to say, because I do enjoy this player, it's going to be CMC.
Christian McCaffrey himself.
So the reason for this is we all know what happened to the poor guy last year. You know, all of us CMC drafters. I unfortunately was a first round pick CMCer last year, and that kind of bit us in the ass. He was gone for almost the entire season, came back,
his injured history.
Came back, and then literally like 2 games later, fucked his knee? Yeah, his knee up.
His legs is all messed up, man.
Yeah.
And he's a beast. Definitely, like, you know, he's up there with the Saquons and the, you know, Jamar Gibbs, without a doubt. He was that dude like a few years ago. So, but yeah, you were saying that?
Yeah, but I feel like because of his, you know, his issues with his injuries, I don't want to make the same mistake as last year. And I'm going to sit him.
Yeah, I agree. For all you CMC guys out there, just take caution, man. Definitely have somebody else in reserve. If you're going to put him somewhere, I wouldn't put him nowhere higher than the flex position, to be honest with you.
And that's how I feel about it as well.
Yeah, for sure. And to finish up here, I'm going to go ahead with my last 2, babe.
Sounds good.
And my final stardom of the week is Brian Thomas Jr. Again, the Jaguars against the Panthers, both of their defenses were at the bottom of the bin last year. They have 2 high-powered offensive pieces on their teams, though, if you will, with a Brian Thomas Jr. and I mentioned earlier a Chuba Hubbard. You know, and they also got a Xavier Legette and a McMillan for all you know, fantasy people who might have those names in your fantasy teams as well. So, yeah, no, for sure, man. Brian Thomas Jr., this LSU receiver, this is Malik Neighbors light right here. Real talk. He does it all, man, and he is that guy over there, regardless of Travis Hunter being over there, because they haven't even really figured out how they're going to use him on offense yet either. So, absolutely start him. Now, for the final sit-em on my list is Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts.
Babe, coming in with the
Oh
options.
man, look, let me tell you something. You need to sit that man. Do not rely on him until they figure things out over there on that offense and in that quarterback room. Daniel Jones or AR-15 be damned. Those guys, look, they got a lot to figure out and a lot to prove over there. And it's unfortunate because, maybe a couple years ago, he was somebody who you could rely upon in your wide receiver too or your flex spot. However, yeah, no, I wouldn't dare start this man at all. You're going to sit Michael Pittman Jr. this week. Absolutely. And yeah, babe, that is our stardoms and pick'ems of the week. I gotta say, not bad at all. Stay tuned for future content. Fantasy Foreplay. We'll have your stardoms and pick'ems of the week every week for the rest of the season. So stay tuned, man. And do you have any last words, my love?
I would just say for anybody who has any questions regarding who they should start or sit, or any questions regarding the players that they should, maybe trade for or anything, feel free to leave a comment down below, and either I or him will give you some advice based off our educated guesses.
Oh, for sure, man. And it's going to be an exciting one, babe. Finally, the season has arrived.
It's time.
Oh, yeah. With that being the case, if you appreciate the vibe, make sure you hit subscribe. And this is an Aboriginal Sports Network original. Peace.
Welcome to Fantasy Foreplay, the start of the show. Where your draft begins and your knowledge will grow. His picks and her flex, we got you back for show. From quarterback to sequel, that's where we explode. All love, no lust, we the ones you can trust. Lock in your options, you know it's a must. With this week's fantasy, we'll help you adjust. Boom, up a bus, let's get ready to rush. Draft the right, don't miss the call. In the game, we got it all. I hope you enjoyed the foreplay on this Saturday night. So coming next draft day, you can slide it in right. Ghost dog and hangover, keeping it tight. Show us you learned some, we'll follow a light.